I love our curriculum. I love the fact that we only use primary text. That was something that always drove me crazy with high school. I hated textbooks. Just being here and actually being able to read the actual writings of an author and not reading someone else's interpretations of them, summaries, snippets, quotes.
We have these very small classes, and we have facilitators here whose prime responsibility is to monitor us and work with us and read our writing. And it's a sort of attention that I never got in high school, and that I know I wouldn't have been able to get at a lot of major universities that I was thinking of attending.
I've sung praises about my high school, but I'm not sure that all of it is due. I do think that when you did badly in class, let's say if you showed up without having done the reading, you're made to feel as though you're failing anyone besides yourself. You're failing your teacher who frowned at you, or you're failing your parents who clucked at you and waved a finger when you brought home something lower than an A. When I show up, the very few times that I've shown up at a Shimer class without having finished the reading, I've never felt as if I've needed to be afraid of telling the professor that. And I say that because I know that it's not the professor that I'm failing if I perform less well than I want to at Shimer. It's really me. I feel like I've gotten more responsible at Shimer.
What I love best is that Shimer does a great job of attracting people who are generally intellectually curious, not just people who are showing off for the professor or trying to get a good grade. So the conversations, this is, cliche, but they do continue outside of the classroom, or, we'll all be reading together, studying together, and, you just have to make a comment, and then the reading group sort of turns into a mini class, and you just find that your ideas are better wetted and honed once you finally get into the classroom.
I'm never allowed to be intellectually or thoughtfully lazy. My comments are questioned and critiqued or explored by the people around me. I also love the fact that my voice is a crucial part of this community, both in the classroom and through school governance, through the assembly, and also through my extracurricular activities, considering that my life outside of Shimer still heavily involves Shimer.
I like that I know everyone. I can walk in any room, point at every single person, say their names, first and last. I could know everyone's personal philosophies, firsthand or offhand, anecdotes.
There's something to be said for going to a school where everybody you encounter knows your name, and indeed more than your name about you, but at the very least your name.
It's nice to be able to talk about an idea that people aren't going to be immediately receptive about, but they'll give you the chance, and they'll open up their mind to it rather than being, oh no, that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something else.
The education really takes topics that you're discussing in class and topics that have nothing to do with what you're discussing in class, and really expand on them in your own free time. So, when you're just hanging around the dorms or just in one of the student lounges and you just start talking to other students, it's a really engaging conversation, and you can really approach anybody about anything. And it's a great feeling to just be able to have really stimulating conversation all the time.
I really like the core curriculum. I like being in the same boat with everyone else. I don't think that the community is the reason that I came here, but it's a big part of the reason that I stayed. I think that the faculty are incredible. They are personally invested in every student they teach, and that's not something I think you find anyplace else.
The free lunches? No. It would be really hard to pinpoint one thing about Shimer. It's really a culture unto itself. And the whole culture of inquiry and discussion pervades the college. And that's really what I love about the college, is that it's not just a place you go to cram your head full of ideas. That's part of it, but it's really a culture of learning and discovery.